Steve?
Yes.
Oh, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you applying for the job.
Always.
When's the earliest you could start, Tyler?
Kyler.
Mrs. Anderson?
You can call me Marlene.
Okay, Marlene, we appreciate you applying for the job.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
Let's just dive right in.
Boom, go.
What's your availability like?
I'm boycotting daylight savings time, so I'll either be an hour early or an hour late, depending on the seasons.
Tell me a little about yourself.
My mom says I have to get a job, so that's why I'm here, because she wants me to get a job.
Why did you leave your last job?
Of course, Harry, he was, I just felt like he was looking at me in a particular way. Of course, he was blind, so I don't know why I felt that.
Why did you leave your last job, Steve?
Fired. Next question.
So what do you think you bring to the table?
I can read people's energies. Let me read your energy real quick. You're a coyote. Congratulations. I don't run errands, and I don't answer the phone. You know what I do? I look hot. 24 hot. Whatever you need, I can do it. Janitor, CEO, cook, I can do it all. And I have done it all. And I will do it all.
Okay, so you do have experience in all of those areas.
No, but I just believe I can do it. So availability, you know, that's kind of a week-to-week thing for me. You know, I really just kind of like, we'll see. So
what do you consider your weaknesses?
chocolate, candy, Snickers,
Okay.
Reese's Pieces.
Okay. Becky, I think we're done here.
Do I get the job?
Get ready to enter the Thrivetime Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of five, that's why I'm a dive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the CNC up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here.
Yes, 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 and yes. Thrive Nation, it is, for me right now, it's 5:13 a.m. in the morning, and this is my normal Saturday. And for anybody out there that doesn't normally wake up at 5:13 in the morning, let alone doesn't record a podcast at 5:13 in the morning, this is my normal. And today, my daughter's having an incredible birthday blast taking place at 3:30. And I've got on the schedule today, this is on my schedule this particular Saturday, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 interviews booked today. So I have 10 interviews I'll be doing today. And I have one massive birthday party that I'm organizing for, we'll call it 50 kids. And at that birthday party, there's going to be mariachis. Yes, there will be mariachis at the birthday party because you can't have a pool party without mariachis. There will be great Mexican food. Yes, there will be a contest for jumping off of the waterfall. Who can make the biggest splash? There'll be races. There's going to be a basketball competition. There's going to be a billiard tournament taking place. There will be a snow cone truck. All of these things are going to happen today. So just a quick recap. My first client meeting is in 45 minutes from now. I'll meet with my first client in 45 minutes, and then after that, I have another client meeting. Then after that, I have another client meeting. Then I'm going to be interviewed on a podcast. Then I'm going to be interviewed on another podcast. Now, this is all before 9 a.m. Then at 9 a.m., I have a client meeting. Then at 9:30, I'm on a podcast. Then at 10 o'clock, I have a client meeting. Then at 10:30, I've got another client meeting. Then at 11 o'clock, I've got a podcast. Then at 11:30, I've got a podcast. Then at 12 o'clock, I've got a podcast. Then at 12:30, I got a podcast. Then you get the idea. And I can do that because I design my day. That's what I do. That's the secret. So how do I get so much done every single day? How have I got so much done since the age of 15 consistently over the years? It's because I organize my day. So there's 3 tools that I bring to the table every single day, and you'll need these tools if you want to become super successful. 1, you're going to need a to-do list. Yes, you need to write down your items you need to get done for the day. Like I have to go pick up Mexican food today, or someone on my team has to pick up Mexican food today and to confirm the mariachis. So it's on the list. Second, you got to have a calendar. You got to have a calendar, and you got to block out time on your calendar to get things done. And third, oh yes, these are tools you need. You need a to-do list. What? You need a to-do list. You need a calendar. And the third, you've got to minimize your time with idiots. Because today, at about 8 o'clock a.m., one of my wonderful employees will show up at the office with a phone charger because I need not only a phone charger, but I need a backup phone charger because I always buy things in two. That way, if one doesn't work, I have a backup. So he'll be showing up with that. I need one of my employees today, great employee. They're going to be confirming the mariachis. Yes. One of my wonderful employees today will be confirming the snow cone stand. One of my wonderful employees today will be confirming the Mexican food. Yes. One of my employees will be running ahead and calling to confirm details for the podcast that I'm on. One of my wonderful employees will be scanning a document related to a book that I'm editing. And you get the idea. So I have a wonderful team around me that allows me to get these things done. Now how do I build this team? Well, every single Wednesday at 5:30, I interview between 20 and 40 people every single Wednesday. And when those people come into the interview, I then decide who's a good fit. And what am I looking for in people when I hire them? I'm looking for 4 E's and a P. Good energy. Yeah, good energy. I'm looking for people that can energize other people. That's E number 2. People that have good energy, 1, but people who can energize other people, 2. 3, people that can execute. Oh, yeah, people that can execute. They can get things done. 4, people that have the edge to make the tough call, to throw someone under the bus, quote unquote, if they're lying, cheating, or stealing from the workplace. And finally, people that have a passion for life. That's what I've looked for. So on today's show, we're going to teach you how to find great people within your organization. And without any further ado, here we go. Date night 2019. Hey, can we lighten up the mood here? Something feels kind of dark. It just feels kind of dark in here. Listen here, Clay. This is a kind of a heavy show. This is a darker show. We're taking the listeners to a dark place. According to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and CBS News, a shocking 75% of employees now steal from the workplace. Listen, I get it. I appreciate the drama and the flair for the dramatic, but I feel like we're trapped literally inside of a container, and I just want to get out. It's like we're trapped inside a container that's inside of another container. We're trapped inside the containers. Did you say cat anus? You are a sick man. How would you know what it's like to be trapped inside of a cat anus, you sick freak? I said container. This always happens to me. People always think I say that. In these end times, or at least the time before, it's kind of in the middle between the end times and these middle times. To make it less scary, we could call it the sandwich times. 75% of employees steal from the workplace, but a shocking 85% of employees, according to Inc. magazine, now also lie on their resumes. Why would somebody lay down on their resumes? Oh, it's one of those sick jobs. This is sick. I need you to calm down. Calm down. What we're talking about is people that are lying. They're not telling the truth. They are falsifying information on their resume. Thank you for clarifying. I was in a weird place. The question we ask on this deep, dark, middle time edition of the Thrivetime show, we ask, how is it possible? It's very possible to find good people? They're everywhere. In the year 2019. Come on now. Where do you have to go to find great people who will not contaminate your office's Chick-fil-A, dojo of mojo? Hobby Lobby. Where are Quick Trip, the A players? Southwest Airlines. How can we find them? Disney World. What do they look like? In-N-Out Burger. And why is Clay so familiar with a cat's anus? I said container, and you freaking know that I said container. You are sick.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thrivetime Show.
Now 3, 2, 1, here we go! We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
Yes, and yes. Thrive Nation, on today's show, I must confess, I love doing our Employee of the Month shows. Not more than every other show we do, but maybe just a little more. I love praising the employees of our team that we have, because we have such high standards. You know, we have a 6 a.m. mandatory meeting every day for our coaches. Yes, they have a 4-day work week, but we have this crazy thing called deadlines, and we hold people accountable to the deadlines. And if somebody doesn't get something done on time, aka they miss a deadline, then in our culture, then they're kind of like they're dead to us if it happens more than once or twice. In our company, we hold people accountable. In our company, we judge people based upon what they do and not based upon just what they say. And so today's or this month's employee of the month is somebody who I first met them. They applied for a job, just like all the employees do, all the potential candidates do. We have a group interview that we do every Wednesday at 5 o'clock. We hold that interview at 1100 Riverwalk Terrace. If you want to Google search it, that's 1100 Riverwalk Terrace at our Thrivetime show offices. And that's where we host the interviews for that particular company, the Thrivetime show. The other companies have different locations, but this person applied. They previously were a college student. And in college, they went to a private school, and they graduated with their degree there. And after college, they went on to do some insurance sales and try to see if they could do it in the world of insurance. And from my understanding, I could be wrong, but at their first job, they weren't really they didn't have call recording in place, they didn't have scripting in place. They didn't have mentorship in place. They didn't have weekly sales meetings in place. There's just a lot of things that weren't in place. But despite not having these things in place, this person thought, you know what, I'm going to do my best. And then they came to one of our interviews. And at the interview, according to Marshall, this person just really stuck out. This person had the good energy. She had that good alacrity. It's alacrity. If you're out there today and you're saying, I really don't know what the word alacrity is. Well, alacrity means a brisk and cheerful readiness. It's where you meet somebody and you get the sense that they're ready to go. They're eager to learn, have a certain vivaciousness. And so Marshall said, I think this person is going to be a great fit. And so we brought the person in to shadow, and they did a great job during the shadow day. They were very attentive. They took notes. They dressed to impress. They showed up on time. They really checked all the boxes. And then they did a really high-class move. They said, you know what, I can't put in a 1-week notice or just start tomorrow. I really need to honor my current job and put in kind of an extended notice so they can find a replacement. And so I believe it was like a 3-week notice. And they would come in a couple times a week to learn the system. So when they started, they knew that they would be hitting the ground running. And now this person has gone on to be they've become a great consultant, a wonderful salesperson, an expert of search engine optimization, a key member of the team, and somebody who is really, really making an impact on the Thrive Nation. And Jonathan Kelly, who manages our team directly, he made a list of some of the things that he's noticed this person doing here in just the last couple months. Not that this is a new thing for this person, but recently we had a member of our team move on to another opportunity. And so this person had to really fill in. It was kind of like we had an injury to a key player on the team, and we needed somebody to fill in. And this is exactly what Miss Abby McCarter did. So let me tell you what John says here. John says that Abby's attention to detail and focus on being organized is off the charts. 2, Jonathan says that she is doing a great job filling in a key leadership role. And 3, Jonathan's saying that Abby has a great desire to cheer up the other members of the team, a great listener, a great connector, and just really is a great member of the Thrivetime Show team. And so I just want to tell you, there are great people out there today. Now these statistics that are out there are not positive, but they are true. And I'll put this on the show notes, but according to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the United States Chamber of Commerce, and you can look this up, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and CBS News, you can type this into Google, 75% of employees now steal from the workplace. 75%. And 81% of potential job candidates lie on their resumes, according to Inc. magazine. But this person is not one of those people. They showed up on time. They don't steal from the workplace. They don't lie on their resume. They just get it done. Instead of talking about getting it done, they get it done. And so, Miss Abby McCarter, you are this month's Employee of the Month. We appreciate you more than you could possibly know. And a few months ago, we interviewed Abby, and we asked her what it's like to work in the Thrivetime show environment so that you as a listener could hear both sides of the story. You hear me on this show each day, sharing specific wins, teaching principles, guiding you through the processes we implement. But I think sometimes, if you're being honest, sometimes you're saying, really? Is that how it really works? Did that really happen? I don't know. Do you really do a group interview? Do you really, are you act this way amongst your team? Are you really this irreverent about the corporate, cultural, industrial complex that we know? Are you really that much of a Billy Madison meets business? What is it like to actually work for you? I mean, what is it like? And so you go on the internet and you probably look stuff up, and I'm sure the people I've fired in the past are passionate, and they probably have active Reddit accounts or Facebook accounts, and they probably have a lot of time on their hands, and they go up there and write their comments. But the thing is, as a general rule, as a business strategy, don't fire my best people. What? You're saying that you don't fire your best people? That's exactly right. I do not fire my best people. And you know why that I don't fire my best people? Because they're good. They're very good. Why would you want to fire your best people? In fact, you want to find people that are A players. If you're a business owner out there, you want to find people that are A players. And if you don't know what an A player looks like, an A player brings the 4 E's and the P to the workplace. The 4 E's and the P to the workplace. Jack Welch, the CEO of GE, who grew the company by 4,000%, said this is what he looks for in A players. People that can bring that positive energy to the workplace. People that can bring that ability to energize other people, which is different than just your personal energy. It's your ability to energize other people. Your energy, that's your ability to energize yourself, but energize means to energize other people. Then there's the edge. Will you make the tough call? Sometimes the right call is not the fun call, and will you make that tough call? And then execute. Do you actually get your job done? Are you competent? Can you get it done? And Abby can get it done. And passion. Do you demonstrate that you actually give a crap about the customers you work with and the company you work for? And she checks all of those boxes. But let me just cue up an audio clip so you can hear from Jack Welch directly what an A-player employee actually looks like.
Describe the attitude and the behavior of top people, or A's.
They're filled with energy. They excite people and energize them. They're likable. They have good values. They're good people. And they have something else. Now, this is something you ought to really think about. They have a gene. And this gene says, I love to see people grow.
There it is. A successful person, an A player, has an unbelievable energy they bring to the office. They're coachable. They're approachable. They love to see other people grow. And that's probably what I'm most excited about at this particular point in Abby's tour of duty working with us. So she's been coaching other members of the team and building them up, and that makes me proud as a business pig, man, bear, pig, business boss guy with no discernible talents. That's the kind of stuff that gets me fired up. And so now, without any further ado, back to Abby's side of the story as she shares what it's like to work at the Thrivetime show.
My name is Abby McCarter, and I am a business consultant. So my experience with working at the Thrivetime show has just been an eye-opener for me, and not only my work life, but also my personal life. After working here, I think my whole mindset has changed towards a lot of things, and it's improved not only me as an employee, but me as a girlfriend or a family member, just in life in general. Working at the Thrivetime show is different than working from any other job. One, for the atmosphere. It's very upbeat here. A lot of people are excited to come to work. It's not a dread to come here, which is awesome. Also the mentorship. So a lot of people come in and they have a boss. But here it's more built on relationships and helping you not only as an employee and an employer, but also outside as well. Another great thing about working here is the accountability. The accountability has made me a better employee and a better person outside of the office as well. At Thrive, they're always going to expect you to bring the energy, even if you don't feel like it. So you're always going to have to meet your deadlines, and you're always going to have to be held accountable. Here at the Thrivetime show, I have learned so much. It's going to be very hard to pinpoint one thing that's impacted me the most. I can say from the business aspect, learning so much about business. I went to a private college for business management, and I have learned more working here than I have in those 4 years of college. But then other than that, I've learned so much just as a person working here. The mentorship is amazing, and I've learned different things that I can take out of this workplace and into my real life outside of here. At the Thrivetime show, the overall culture and decor of the office is extremely motivating and exciting. We have motivational quotes all over the office. We have music playing. We have cheering. If you're lucky, you'll hear Jonathan singing in the background. But overall, it's just a really fun place to be. So the kind of people who would love working at the Thrivetime show are going to be A players. So if you are willing to go above and beyond, if you're willing to stay after hours to hit deadlines and to make sure that you're doing your job perfect, then you're going to be a good fit. My favorite thing about working at the Thrivetime show is that I am constantly learning. I learn something new every single day. I have amazing mentors that I can look up to and ask for if I need advice on anything. And I also really appreciate the team that's around me every day. They are so motivating. They're so energetic. So if I am having a bad day, they're there to help me bring myself up. So a lot of my friends have asked me, what's it like working at the Thrivetime show? And really what I do is I work with our clients. So I coach them on the system that we've built at the Thrivetime show from the mentors and Clay. And I coach them on that system and whatever biggest limiting factors they have for their business. So I am super excited to help them with whatever they need help with. I try to motivate them and really get them to meet their goals in their business and in their personal life. So I would describe Clay's personality as extremely funny. He definitely is a grinder, so he gets things done. He's very intentional with his day, so he makes sure that he has a to-do list. He'll get everything done on that to-do list that he needs to do. Even if he does have to talk to you about your performance or maybe a touchy subject, he'll definitely make sure that he leaves you feeling whole instead of full of holes. Some of the highlights that I've experienced working at the Thrivetime show is definitely sharing wins with my clients. So if they have a good week or they have sold something, I can enjoy that with them. Another big highlight for me is me growing as a person within this company. So being able to be a coach was a huge accomplishment for me. I remember when I was doing sales, switching that mindset from being really bogged down by sales to being excited to do them. All those things have been just really great.
If you are out there and for some reason you have bought into the lie that you cannot find good people, that good people just are not out there, you can't hire good millennials, well, that is 100% wrong. And Abby McCarter is a case in point number one of there are many great millennials out there. You just have to do the group interview because 75% of employees do what? They steal from the workplace. And I looked it up here. I want to make sure I put it on the show notes. It's actually 85% of job applicants lie on the resume. So not everybody's a good employee and not everybody's a bad employee. I would just say that 85% of the candidates that are out there are probably not hireable for your business. But there are great people. You can find them. And I just want to encourage you. And Miss Abby, thank you so much for the work you do on a daily basis. You absolutely light up the faces of our teammates. Have a great and blessed day. Big shout out to Miss Abby, the employee of the month. And now without any further ado, 3, 2, 1, boom.
picked up the Thrive 15 team was an entire team. You want an SEO guy that knows things about search engine optimization? Got it. You got a website guy that's built big websites like Garth Brooks' website? Awesome, we have it. He's coming in. If I had to pay for that on my own, outside of Thrive 15, there's just no way. For us, one of our most immediate needs when I got connected with Clay was technology. We had a website, but I had a website in Tulsa. Our other partner had a website in Colorado. They did everything from doing a drone video where they flew over all of our markets with a drone. They integrated that into our site. They built every single thing that I think of, they do. We do a podcast. If I was gonna produce my own podcast, there's no, I mean, that alone, just that alone, would be what I pay Thrive, just for that. But then if you add the fact that I've got, if I need a business card design, if I need a website build, if I need this, if I need that, I know what I would pay for that if I had to go a la carte. I feel guilty sometimes, like I don't probably write a big enough check for the value that I get. I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs that have ideas what they want to do with their business and how they want to grow and what market they want to be in and how they can increase production and do all this. But it's not about having 4,000 ideas. It's about having 12 and executing them 4,000 times. That's the trick, in my opinion, and that's where Thrive's value comes in. I feel like I have my own staff, my own, like, I don't know, 20-person team that when I need something, I just go to them and it happens.
Yes, 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 and yes. Thrive Nation, on today's show, we are talking about how you can have massive success now in this capitalist economy. Amen. We find ourselves at a time right now where as long as we have capitalism in America, it's pretty easy to grow a successful company. And I'm going to share with you on today's show a couple success stories of clients we've helped to achieve massive success. And here to talk about what we're going to see in just a moment is Jordan, one of the business coaches up here. Jordan, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is it shocking to you how easy it is for our clients to produce massive success if they implement the plan? Is that, or how do you, because you see people at the conferences, they come in every 2 months. Mm-hmm. Most of these people are doubling their companies in 12 months. They're having massive success. And you've got a chance to meet a lot of them. You've talked to a lot of them. I believe they're really diligent, hardworking folks. I just want to get your thoughts on that. Does it ever blow your mind how easy it is to scale a company if someone will implement the systems?
No, it's not. And that's why they reach out to us to begin with, because one, they are looking for help, and then they see that we have success. We have over 2,000 success stories on the website, so it's not surprising at all.
So for you, it's not surprising.
No, it's like, I want my car to go, so I put gas in it, and it's not surprising to me when it moves when I put gas in it.
But, don't you think society and the people, most people on the planet Earth have so complicated the path to success that it's like almost seems impossible to most people?
It's crazy that's a mindset.
No, I'm just saying, though. Is that not, that just boggles my mind. Inc. magazine reports that 96% of businesses fail. And yet, our clients will double in size. And I think there's, the thing that's mind-boggling to me is that a lot of people go to like get-rich-quick seminars. They read all these self-help books. They go to college to get business degrees. And success is like this elusive thing that they can't seem to find. And yet our clients have it time and time again. And so what I'm going to do today, before we get into our testimonial success stories that we'll have back to back, I want to praise a client here, and that's Co-Law Fitness. Okay, so folks, if you're listening right now, you want to go to colawfitness.com. And Jordan, I'm going to break down the stuff that they have to do every week to run a successful gym.
Break it down.
And I'm going to see if you can just kind of provide a little bit of a boom color analysis / descriptive of this, okay? One, every single week, they have to track their numbers.
Yep.
Why does a gym have to track their numbers every single week?
If you don't track your numbers, one, you don't know how many people are coming in.
Yep.
Two, you don't know where they're coming from. So if you're running ads, you don't know what ads are working, what ads are not working. You don't know anything if you don't track what's going on.
And every single week they do track their numbers, so they know. And you might say, well, what numbers do I need to track? I mean, you need to track your gross sales. your net profit, how many leads are coming in. These are the kind of things that we talk about at the conference. Now, the second thing they need to do every week, and they do this every week, is they need to gather objective reviews from actual customers. Objective reviews from actual customers, Google reviews and video reviews from real customers. Why do they have to do this every single week? And by the way, if you look up Joplin Gyms, Joplin Gyms, they come up top in the Google search results, not because they're good people, but they are good people. Why do they have to do it every week?
There's a lot of reasons. One, for Google reviews, everyone goes to Google to look for everything, and everyone looks at how many reviews. So reviews, and Google knows this, so whoever has the most reviews, they place at the top. So one, if you want to be the top, if you want to be the no-brainer company for people to go to, then you need to get Google reviews. And then video reviews.
Video reviews.
They don't help you rank on Google, but they build your credibility. So, if people click on your website or hear about you and go to your website and they see all of these video testimonials, they're like, wow, this, I'm sold.
And I'm not disagreeing with you. I also want to point out kind of a fun feature. In the case of the co-laws, they have so many video reviews at this point that the actual video reviews are beginning to show up in the search results as well. But you are correct that it doesn't help your rank in Google necessarily, but now to have the most video reviews, but now their website is ranking in Google search results as well as their video reviews. So they're getting their video reviews and their photos showing up in the Google search results. Again, that's colawfitness.com. Again, step 3, they have to write the most original HTML content. So every week, we're adding original hypertext markup language to the website. Now, to be top in Google, you have to have the most original HTML content. You have to have the most objective Google and video reviews, the most objective Google reviews. So step 1, you got to have the most original HTML content. Step 2, you have to have the most Google reviews. Step 3, you have to have your website to be mobile compliant as dictated by Google. And you have to have the most overall canonically compliant or Google compliant website. Now, we teach the nitty gritty of that at the workshops, but they do it every week.
Yeah.
And there's so many things they do every week. And I think that what makes them sick, twisted freaks is they do it every week. And I mean, it's the diligence is the difference maker. It's they actually implement the strategies and systems. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about all the systems that they do and how they implement those systems each and every week. And then again, on part 2 of today's show, we're going to actually show you video footage of the co-laws. And so you can hear directly from them to prove they are real people and they are having real success as a result of diligently implementing the systems and strategies that we teach at our in-person 2-day interactive business workshops. Whoa. Again, this is something, Jordan, the co-laws, they came to the workshop, and they came with a purpose to actually grow colawfitness.com. Mm-hmm. And so they thought they took notes aggressively. They took notes in the workbooks that we gave them, and their mindset was, we are going to grow our company, and that is why we're at this conference. We are at the conference for the purposes of learning how to grow our company. And they began to apply those things because you can go to workshops and seminars and, there's audio books and self-help books and there's gurus. But at the end of the day, knowledge without application is meaningless.
Yep.
And so every week, these people, they track their numbers. Yes, they do. Step 2, they gather objective Google and video reviews from real customers. Step 3, they write original HTML content. Step 4, and again, it's every single week we do this. Every week, they keep their online ads on. They keep their online. Now, again, if you go to colawfitness.com, you would see right now, I'm going to go there right now, folks. It's colawfitness.com. I'm going there right now. I'm clicking. They have an advertisement right now that says, it says $7 for your first month. So 24/7 access to the gym, workout, massage, and tan for as low as $7 per month. Now, Jordan, why don't they change that advertisement every week? Why do they keep their online advertisements on with the same proven no-brainer? Why don't they change it? Because, there's a lot of people that every week they say, I think that the ad has gotten stale, and so I need to change it. You see entrepreneurs, not the co-laws, but this just in, other entrepreneurs change their idea every week. So I want to ask you this. Why is it that some entrepreneurs, not the co-laws, that they every week feel the need to try. Well, let's try a different kind of ad this week. Let's try something different. Why?
Because they have big ideas, and I don't. The reason why I wouldn't know why, but the reason you don't want to do that is because it's a staple in people's brains. So even if somebody sees that online ad with a no-brainer, $7 for your first month, they might not click on it right then, but they're like, oh dang, that sounds like a pretty good deal. Move on to the movie theater, and then they come back and see it again, and it's the same thing. They're like, oh, I kind of want to do that.
You know what? You know why they change it every week? Come on, because they're bored.
Oh,
Not none of our listeners would do this, but other entrepreneurs, they change their ads that are working so well they want to change them. But the key to creating time freedom and financial freedom, if that is your goal, is to implement a system that works. You implement and build a system that works. So step one, every week, the CoLaw folks, the colawfitness.com, they track their numbers. They gather objective Google reviews and video reviews from real customers. They write HTML content, original HTML content, so that way they're top of the search engine results. They keep their online ads on with the same proven no-brainer. This is all stuff they do every week. Every single week, they do daily huddles. Yes, the CoLaws came to our conference. They asked me, Clay, what are the effective management strategies? And I taught them, and they do it. They implement the daily huddle. Yes, the CoLaws implement a daily huddle. Why would they, as business owners, want to huddle with their great teammates each and every day?
To keep them on task. So there's a lot of repetitive tasks, kind of like implementing these steps. Is you got to keep doing these over and over again. So with your team, naturally people want to do what they want to do. So if you want to manage your team correctly, effectively, you got to keep them on task, even with small things every single day.
Every day?
Every day.
Now, you've worked in the Elephant in the Room stores.
Oh, yeah.
You've worked at the office here. You're now a coach. You're helping clients grow their companies. The idea of a daily huddle, it's every day.
Every day.
Why can't it be like only on the days where there's a problem?
Because it has to be consistent. Are you going to be proactive or reactive?
Oof, okay.
So every day in Elephant in the Room, I would meet with all the stylists, be like, okay, so this is what we need to work on. If this happens, don't do this. It'd be a small, if there was corrections that needed to be handled, I would say to the team, not point out individuals if I didn't have to, but as a team collectively, that way everyone can learn what to do.
Okay, so again, step 6. Now, they implemented proven call scripts or sales scripts. When the phone rings, somebody has to answer the phone and follow a script.
What?
Yeah, what they have this just in, folks. They do it every week. Okay, and then step 7, they implement recorded calls. This just in, breaking news. They implement recorded calls.
Bring it down.
Oh boy, that was the wrong button. There we go. Oh, nice. They implement recorded calls. This is big though, because if you do not record your calls, if they did not record the calls, if colawfitness.com, if they didn't record their calls, how would they be able to provide their call center with feedback on whether they're doing a good job or a bad job?
They wouldn't be able to.
Right. Well, why do you think certain entrepreneurs, not our listeners, thankfully, why would they push back on the idea of implementing call recording?
Because they don't want the confrontation with their employees.
Okay. So they don't really want success. What they want is to be liked by their employees.
Yes.
That's their goal.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And I'm just walking you through. Now, again, on today's show, you're going to see now in part 2 a lot of other systems and processes that the CoLaws have implemented. When you come to our workshops, we're going to teach all these systems. But again, knowledge without application is meaningless. Knowledge without application is meaningless. That's a big thing. And vision without execution, folks, vision without execution is hallucination. And so I'm challenging you today. If you're out there today and you want to grow a successful company, if that's what you want to do, if you're saying, I do want to grow a successful company. Yes, I do. Well, between Dr. Zeller and I, we've built so many multi-million-dollar businesses, so many super successful companies. That's what we do. And if you go to thrivetimeshow.com and you click on the testimonials button, there's over 2,000 success stories, and they're growing every day. It seems like there's a new success story flying in. And again, we're going to teach you everything at the 2-day interactive business workshops. But you have to step one, you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you fill out the form, you request a ticket. Step two, you gotta come to the event. Yeah, that's like maybe a 10% of the battle, but then you have to come to the event and take copious amounts of notes and be willing to implement these systems and strategies in your own business. Jordan, are you ready to watch the Cola Fitness testimonial? Are you ready?
I want to see it now. Let's go.
This just in. Jordan is ready. Are you psychologically prepared to watch the Cola testimonial, sir?
I think that word went over my head, but I'm short, so
Are
let's
you
do this.
are you physically prepared?
Yes.
Are you to a place where metaphysically you're able to see yourself in the future watching this testimonial?
I'm visualizing.
I'm saying this because this is the kind of jackassery that people do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As opposed to doing it, there's like, do you have your shoes of success on, and are you prepared to take the first step to watch the super success story of the Colas? Are you ready? You have your success shoes on.
Visualize yourself.
Do you see this though?
Yes.
Is the dream board fully filled out so that you can see yourself watching this? Is your success journal documented that starting today you will watch this testimonial?
No. I don't have a dream journal.
You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
That's what people do, don't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
Is your dream catcher journal fully ready to go? And are you mentally prepared with your success shoes? Are you sitting in your success chair at the exact right time to watch this testimonial?
Yes.
Well, okay, Napoleon Hill said, the time will never be just right. The time will never be just right, okay? You must act now. And again, this is the best-selling author of a book that changed my life. His name is Napoleon Hill. He wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich, one of the most successful books of all time there. And I know it seems dumb or obvious, but it's true. The time will never be just right. We must act now. So without any further ado, we're going to watch the Cola Fitness super success story now.
I am Amber Cola. We own multiple fitness centers, and we were just looking for more knowledge to continue to grow, possibly franchise soon. I would say the atmosphere at Thrive is completely full of energy. Keeps you on your toes, on the edge of your seat because you're laughing, keeps you engaged because it's not dry. There's lots of humor, lots of stuff that you can relate with, so you feel it's very real. The staff is phenomenal, super helpful, upbeat, friendly. Everybody's giving each other high fives. Even the decor is just high energy. It's not stuffy. The smells, the taste, the great food and coffee, and so it's kind of an all-around great experience. I would explain Clay's delivery style, his presentation, as something only Clay can do. It's a gift. It's very unique. I don't know anybody who could stand up in front of a group of people for 2 days and not run out of passion and not run out of things to say. He's very quick on his feet, which lets you know that he knows his material. He's not digging through notes to find out what he's supposed to say next. It just flows from a passion within him. That's a God-given gift that you know he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. What is the most valuable thing I've learned at the workshop? That's kind of hard to even narrow it down because I feel like, and they'll even tell you, you're going to feel like you're drinking from a water hose, like a fire hydrant, and we did. But that's great. It was kind of a self-reflection of where we do need to work harder and in which area. But definitely, even just the internet presence out there for our company was just outstanding, the amount of knowledge that Clay and his team have. So I'd probably say internet. I would say what people are missing out on by not attending is even the probably that growth, which we all want, and no one wants to take the time off to invest to work on the business and not in the business. And so we get so wrapped up working inside our business and feeling like there's no extra time for us to continue to learn and grow. And so if you're not taking that time to work on your business, you're definitely missing out. I think if you were to attend even just one Thrivetime workshop, you are already missing out on so many connections with other business owners, to relate and see that you're even not in this alone, that all other business owners struggle with the same things you do, and to even make those connections and find the resources you need to be resourceful.
Hello, my name is Charles Colaw with Colaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Crockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours, where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. So I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down, because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for 3 months, and you have $350,000 of bills you've got to pay, and we have no accounts receivable. He helped us navigate that, and of course we were conservative enough that we could afford to take that on for a period of time. But it was anyways, great man. I'm very impressed with him. So Clay, thank you for everything you're doing, and I encourage you, if you haven't ever worked with Clay, work with Clay. He's going to help magnify you, and there's nobody I have ever met that has the ability to work as hard as he does. He probably sleeps 4, maybe 6 hours a day, and literally the rest of the time he's working, and he can outwork everybody in the room every single day, and he loves it. So anyways, this is Charles Colaw with Colaw Fitness. Thank you, Clay, and anybody out there that's wanting to work with Clay, it's a great opportunity to ever work with him. So you guys have a blessed one. This is Charles Colaw. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Thrive Nation, on today's show, I'm going to interview a couple a couple of people, a wonderful group of people who've actually worked with us. They have a family business, and they've allowed us to help them to grow their business. And I'm here to celebrate their success and to hopefully encourage you that you too can grow your business. And now, without any further ado, we have the founders of Glue and Nails on the Thrivetime Show. How are you guys?
We're wonderful. Thank you, Clay.
Wonderful.
Well, I'm going to let you, Greg, kind of introduce your wife and your team, just so people know that you're not a hologram.
That's my wife, Dawn. She pretty much runs the operation around here.
And
I do all the pointing.
how long have you guys worked with us here at the Thrivetime Show and Make Your Life Epic Business Consulting?
It will be 2 years, June 11th, I think, right about there.
2 years? Okay.
Yes.
And what kind of growth have you seen? Have you grown by 0.5%? Have you grown by 1%? What sort of growth have you seen thus far?
So far this year, 92% over last year. Last year was similar numbers.
Wow. And now, what's your website? I know people want to go to your website now and again, verify that you're not a hologram.
Glueandnails.com.
Okay, I'm going to pull it up on the screen here so people can see. It's glueandnails.com, glueandnails.com. And I want to brag on you guys for a second because what I do is I grow businesses, but I can't grow businesses unless I work with diligent clients that are willing to put in the effort to actually implement the proven systems. And so you guys have grown your business dramatically, but it's not as a result of just coming to a weekly meeting and then not doing your homework. So I'd like to get your thoughts here. Don, what was the most challenging first step that you guys had to take? Because I sit down with every client to make a plan, a 13-point assessment, then I give you guys a plan. What was the biggest first challenge that you guys had to overcome en route to growing your business and actually implementing the plan?
We had to realize that we were doing it wrong.
Okay.
And you pointed out, you just have to stick with what you point out, what you say, put the numbers here, put the numbers there, and sticking with it, doing it constantly.
Every day.
Every day.
And I think that a lot of people, because people email in a lot, or the last questions they'll say, well, what was the one thing that moved your business the most? And I would just say it would be like asking maybe someone who builds cars, what's the most important one part of the car that makes it work? Because one could make a compelling argument that the tires are the most compelling, or that the steering wheel is the most important, or the transmission is the most important. But it's all of those systems working together. So I want to go kind of piece by piece. So let's start with the numbers. Let's start with the accounting for a second, or the bookkeeping. I know for a lot of people that is a source of overwhelm, looking at their numbers and being intentional about charging enough to hit your financial goals. And I think, if I'm correct, I think you guys were guilty of undercharging, where a lot of people try to take advantage of people and overcharge. I think you two were guilty of undercharging. Greg, am I accurate there? Were you guys undercharging at one point?
We didn't want to upset our customers, Clay. You are absolutely correct. Yes.
And
in fact, our hourly charge is currently 3 times what it was when we started.
Now, when working with you guys have always done excellent work, and so when people go to your website, they're going to see excellent work and craftsmanship, home remodeling, next level work. One thing I think you also, Don, that you guys were guilty of is under branding yourself. Like, you guys do great work and you're super humble people, but you weren't running around saying we're awesome. And then, you were actually kind of under branding your website, under branding your before and afters, under branding your testimonials. Can you talk about how much that's helped you guys to actually, update the branding and update the marketing that you're doing to get more customers?
The customers see the before and after. They like to see that. They just the pictures, the quality, the honesty that we have. The customer, a family-owned business, just to see before and afters. They like to be able to see that the pictures, the going to the website, updating the pictures, posting them on our the Google business, the they have to see that, and that has helped us show customers this is what, getting it out of their head and putting it in person. They
And
need to see
again,
that.
you guys have grown, Greg, by as a percentage. How much have you guys grown? I mean, is it safe to say you've doubled your company? Have you doubled in size?
Oh, yes, I would say our average year previous to meeting you, 200 to 300, maybe 350 maximum gross income per year. We're staring right down the barrel of 900,000 this year, and we just went through first quarter, which is traditionally the worst quarter for construction and remodeling.
And so you guys have tripled your business.
Yes.
And again, what I love about your story is you're super humble, kind people. And someone thinks, well, wow, Clay, what do you do? Is it just accounting? Is it just marketing? Is it just branding? It's all of it. It's end to end. I'd love to get your thoughts on this, Greg. Having the consistent meeting every week, knowing that that's a rock in your schedule that you can kind of build upon. How big of an impact has that had for your family business?
It's huge. And we're very fortunate to be close to your office too, so that we get to have those in-person meetings. We could Zoom, but when I was young, I was told if you work really hard, you'll be wealthy. That's not true. You can pound your head against the wall for many years, which I did, and that's hard work, and you have blood, sweat, and tears involved, but it doesn't produce anything. You have to have a system. You bring the other half of that system that works for us. We bring the hard work. You bring the intelligence, and it works. It's a great system.
And what are all the system or all the processes that you guys have had to refine? I mean, have you started working on sales scripting yet? Again, for a lot of people, they think, marketing is an event. All of a sudden, you're going to get more sales, but you're really marketing. Branding is step one. Marketing is step two. So branding is improving the look and the perception people have of your business. Step two is getting in front of your ideal and likely buyers. And then selling is actually a different thing. That's kind of step three here. Have we worked with you guys yet on the scripting and the sale and the selling? Have you started implementing those systems yet, Greg?
We have not implemented any particular sales system, mainly because so far the businesses coming in is almost overwhelming for us to handle. So we're still building the system there, but we are certainly working on sales script. That's coming soon.
So what you're saying is you have so many leads coming in, it's almost like a fire hose?
It is. Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
Really? Now, Dawn, you, if I'm correct, I believe you do a lot of the numbers in the business. You look at the accounting and the numbers. I find a lot of wonderful people, humble entrepreneurs and contractors tend to die a death by invoice, where they become almost like a bank. They don't want to be a bank, but they offer the customer terms like, hey, we'll remodel your kitchen and you can pay us 90 days after it's done or 60 days after it's done. And then all of a sudden the customer doesn't pay or they pay late. And then you end up being stuck with all the overhead, all the bills, and none of the money. Have you guys, have we worked with you on that at all as far as refining the billing process?
Absolutely. You told us don't be a bank. You're not a bank. So we refined the invoices where we do deposit up front, and then we're able to use that in phases for the contract for the work.
Yes. That was one of the first words out of your mouth in our first meeting. Was don't be the bank.
Don't be the bank.
And quite frankly, we did take draws in the past, but they weren't well thought out. It was just some arbitrary number. Now I write most of our spreadsheets, and we now know what money we will need by what phase in the job, each and every job, and we try to stick to that. And the pain is much less than it was in the past.
You guys, just like oxyfresh.com and tiptopcanine.com and a lot of the brands we've worked with for years, you guys have been to the workshops. You've actually been to my home. You've met the staff. You've really taken it all in. I'd love to get your thoughts on the workshop, how that may have helped you in your growth there, Greg. How have the workshops helped you guys?
We've been to 6 or 8 workshops. I've lost track. We go virtually every time. because you can't learn it all the first time, unless you're smarter than me, which wouldn't be very difficult. But we learn something new from some entrepreneur every single time we come to one of these meetings. There's just always something new to learn. You can't get it all in one any more than you can read the Bible and know everything that's in it just because you read it once. So it's the same thing here. We can't, we go each time and find something new, some new thing.
Don, can you maybe comment on the format of the workshops? Because when I was growing my first company, djconnection.com, every once in a while, someone would reach out to me or market to me and say, well, Clay, you need to come to this workshop. And I would go, no, I've been to it. I know what it's going to be like. It's going to be some guy who's not going to answer any questions. It's going to be focused on motivation stuff, motivational. That's going to be the angle, is motivational or inspirational. And at no point will somebody have specific action items, and I'm going to waste a day or two of my life. And then at the end, just as a nice reward, they're going to try to upsell me something that I don't want, or some secret program, or they're going to try to sell me on being certified. Or could you maybe explain, Don, what the workshop was like from your experience?
Every workshop we've been to, depending on what stage we were in our business, we would pick up little nuggets of information at each workshop, whether that be you up front or someone else up front, or just from another business owner or entrepreneur. Just those little nuggets. I would take notes, and when I go back through those notes, I knew that this part here was the important nugget for this particular workshop, that whatever phase we were on in our business, that helped us. And then we would implement that where we needed to put that.
You know, and I would say this one thing that what I do is I try to keep the clients on track, you know? And so kind of like if you've ever been on a road trip with a bunch of kids, you know, you're on a road trip and your kids are like, can we go to the bathroom? And if you want to ever get to Iowa and you live in Oklahoma, you have to say, hold it until we get gas, or there's got to be somebody that's going, all right, stay focused. Or if you've ever been a, let's say a bus driver, and you've ever had to, okay, guys, stop it, we're back there. Or if you've ever been a tour guide or a whitewater rafting tour guide, or you've ever had any position of leadership, sometimes, you know, you have to be Mr. Not Fun and keep people on the path, because the new ideas and shiny objects sometimes can distract others. Has it helped you, Greg, at all to have a team that's keeping you on the path? Does that help at all?
100%. Yes. You know, what we got from our last meeting, by the way, which we've heard every single time we go to the meeting, and I'm a believer, but sometimes you just have to beat somebody in the head with things. You have to have a calendar and a to-do list. You ever heard that before, Clay? You have to have, there's a sign, people don't know this, but there's a sign at your place that says things that get scheduled get done. And you cannot accomplish your goals if you don't write it down. And that means every minute of every day. Something comes in, put it on the list.
Right.
It's just a quick thing. It has to happen.
Yeah, and then now having a team to help you do your videography, your photography, your web development, your online ads, all of that, so you don't go back home and have to recode your website or figure out how the ads work. How has that impacted you, Don, as far as, you know, having a team that handles a lot of the technology and all of those things behind the scenes?
So we don't have to do it, and we probably would do it wrong.
Well,
so
we did it wrong before we got here.
But no, we've learned so much about, one, how we were doing it wrong, but now that we have your team doing that, it's changed everything.
I don't have to be a web designer. Some customer commented the other, oh, your website is just wonderful. We just love your website. How did you do it? And I said, we have a business coach. I don't have to do that. I have to build things, and I'm really good at that.
Well, you know, one thing about the growth of a business too is its iterations. It's not, as an example, there was a guy I saw in South Dakota who was a wood carver. He carved big pieces of wood, into animals, and into a bear or to eagles. And I thought so highly of his craftsmanship that I bought one and brought it back to my office. So I bought one and I sent JT to South Dakota to go pick it up and drive back, a short 24-hour road trip there. But when you look at somebody, these skilled artists, they take a block of wood and they have a chainsaw, and you watch it, and at first you have no idea what they're doing. It looks like they don't have, they don't know what they're doing. And at first if you don't have a lot of faith in the process, it looks kind of weird. They're just chopping stuff off. And if you sit there for like an hour or two, which I did in South Dakota, all of a sudden you start to go, I think that's an eagle. That could be an eagle. Is that an eagle or a bird? Is that a cardinal? And pretty soon you go, an hour later, and then all of a sudden you're chipping away at the details. Now you're making the details, and you come back 4 or 5 hours later, and you go, that is a amazing eagle. And then you think you're done, and you come back 5 hours later, and he's still chipping away, and now it's like a piece of artwork. And that's how growing a business is. You start with the big idea, and you chisel it away every day. And I think now what I'm excited about is we're getting into the details. We're starting to really optimize your core pages in terms of we can focus on, what's the best video testimonial to add to the website, and maybe which one should be at the top. Whereas at first it's just kind of like, if we can get a video testimonial, let's add it to the site. But now we're starting to get enough where it's like, well, let's put the best before and after at the top of the site, so now we're able to really start to make some iterations. Is it more fun now, Greg, now that there's some momentum and now that you get to be more selective about what leads to take on and what projects to work with? Can you maybe talk about that?
We can select our customers now, now that things are under control. Look, every day is a challenge. We work endless hours. People say, how many hours do you work? I say, all of them. I don't know. We just don't stop. But now we actually see how this is going. I had no idea how to nail and then scale, as to use your terminology, our business. I knew how to get up every day and drive nails and cut wood and make it look pretty, and I'm really good at that. And I'm a freak about details and organization and numbers and so forth. But you have to have an engine to drive that really pretty car, and you guys are the engine. Now we see that. We see the destination. The sooner the better. It's the way I see it. Let's get there.
The final two questions I have, I'm going to ask each the same question. So I'm going to go with you, Greg. That way your incredible wife can one-up you here, okay? So for anybody out there that's thinking about coming to an in-person workshop, they're thinking about going to thrivetimeshow.com and requesting a ticket. I'm very clear on these shows. You can pay $250 for a ticket, or you can name your price if you're in a tight spot. Or for anybody thinking about scheduling a one-on-one consultation, that's the first step somebody has to take. They schedule a 13-point assessment with me to see if they're a good fit. What would you say, Greg, to anybody thinking about coming to a workshop or thinking about scheduling a one-on-one consultation?
You couldn't possibly spend better money, in my opinion. And I'm not being paid to say that. I'm paying you. So I don't think you could possibly invest better money into your business than hiring effectively a $9 an hour employee that has turned us into a now, 200%, 300% of what we started at. I'm seeing the sky is the limit. Don't pass up that opportunity. You would make a big mistake.
And I guess as a follow-up to that, then I'll go to your wife. If you were to not have the weekly meetings, let's just say those meetings were weekly or quarterly, what would happen to the business if you didn't have that weekly check-in there, Greg?
Well, I don't know that we would have survived some weeks. It's lest you think you're going to sign up with Thrive 15 and just suddenly, boom, you're successful. That's not the truth. You're still going forward on the path that you were on. Ours was quite rough, and you're going to hit the potholes. But now we can see the potholes before we get to them. And even if that's the road we're on, it's easy for us to handle that as we go now. If you didn't do that every week, wow. We've had some tough weeks. We've come in there whining a few times, like, oh my gosh, it's going to be a rough week. And it is. But we find a strategy, we attack it, we beat the problem down and move on to the next week. And they seem to be getting better every single week.
Don, what do you think would happen if you didn't have the weekly meetings to kind of keep things on track?
We would fall apart. The weekly meetings are, you can't go without them. You can't. It has to be weekly because you're held accountable for doing the tracking sheet, putting in the numbers, doing all the paperwork, keeping the phone calls organized. You have to have it weekly. Have to.
And what would you say, Don, to anybody out there that's thinking about reaching out to us? You have so many doctors and dentists and lawyers. And whenever I talk to these folks at a conference, they always tell me, I wish I would have called you 10 years ago. And I go, well, did you know about us 10 years ago? And a lot of times they go, yeah, I've listened to your podcast like every day for, 7 years or 8 years. And I just never filled out the form. What would you say to anybody who's just thinking about coming to a conference or filling out that form and requesting a one-on-one consultation?
Go, and there's going to be a nugget that you're going to find of information. Something is there that you need to hear. Something. Wherever it is that you are in your business, you have to be able to have the ears. And like I said, my notebook, I'm a note taker. He's not really. But
well, I have you.
But taking of the notes and then going back to the notes and what was that? Oh yeah, that's what he said. And using that's your little nugget of information that you can get at any of the workshops. One, you can't get all the information in just one workshop. It can be overwhelming, but there's something there that you need to hear.
Well, guys, I am so honored to work with you guys. It really is a pleasure to work with you guys and to see your business grow. And as you know, when you're in the office, the reason why I only take on 160 clients is because I'm always busy. Just yesterday, one of our longtime great clients we've had for over 10 years, his SSL certificate expired because his card got stolen, and with 160 clients, that kind of thing happens to one of my clients every week, and so it's like, that's why I only work with 160 clients, and it's an honor to work with you guys. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys hit that $5 million mark. It's going to happen, and you guys are doing great work. So thank you for carving out time for us, and hope you guys have a great weekend.
Thank you, Clay.
For
You too.
time for us.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, Clay.
Bye-bye.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. As you can see, it's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
So we really just want to thank you, Clay, and thank you, Vanessa, for everything you've done, everything you've helped us with. We love you guys.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. One month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
The Thrivetime Show, 2-day interactive business workshops, are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet. You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.